Thank you for joining us on ERi-TV English News Broadcast. It's now exactly 10:30 p.m. Asmara time, and we're ready for domestic and international news for August 29th, 2025. I'm Heaven Hans, your news anchor for this session. Let's begin with the major headlines. Cultural presentation conducted in connection with Baht Maskarram. Awards presented to outstanding students in ERi subzone. In our international news, flash floods leave 34 dead in Indian-controlled Kashmir. And La Tomatina tomato fight in Spain turns the city red. In today's domestic report, a cultural presentation and experience sharing program was conducted in connection with the 64th anniversary of the beginning of the Eritrea's armed struggle for independence. Accordingly, members of the Cooperative Association of the 61st Division conducted a history transfer program on August 28th at the Kierta Entertainment Center in Idaga Hamus under the theme "It's Everyone's Responsibility to Document Our History." At the event, veteran fighters shared their experiences and recounted the daily lives of the liberation fighters. Explaining the heroic feats demonstrated by the liberation fighters during the 30 years of armed struggle, Ms. Saliha Muhammad Ali, chairperson of the association, called for the continuity of such programs with a view to transferring the heroic history to future generations. Meanwhile, a musical performance in connection with the 64th anniversary of the armed struggle for independence was organized at Cinema Roma by the visually impaired cultural troupe. The program was organized by the Eritrea's National Association of the Visually Impaired. Moving on to the southern region, the Ministry of Education branch, in collaboration with the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students branch in ERi subzone, awarded 41 outstanding students who scored the highest marks in the 2024-2025 National School Living Examination. Mr. Tesfait Khasta, head of the Education Office in the subzone, said the objective of the awards was to inspire fellow students to follow in the footsteps of the high achievers and become competitive students. At the event, awards were also presented to 96 secondary school students who participated in a 2-month program to assist students in need of support. Mr. Girmay Gabru, head of the Union branch in the southern region, and Mr. Haptizgi Kidana, head of the Regional Education Office, called on the public and concerned institutions to strengthen their participation and contribution in developing the teaching-learning process and thereby producing competent students. Mr. Trhas Faqadu, acting administrator of the subzone, on her part, expressed the readiness of the subzonal administration to play its part in the effort to strengthen the teaching-learning process. The Police and Security Forces Training Center has provided a 1-month training program on administration to 25 members of the Eritrean Police Force. Major Andom Mahari, head of Police Professional Education, indicated that the training covered administration, law, public relations and reporting. He also expressed appreciation to the trainees for the strong interest they demonstrated during the program. Colonel Haptamariam Tesfamariam, head of Administration and Finance at the Eritrean Police, called on the trainees to apply the skills they acquired practically in their respective workplaces. And with that, we'll take a short break. We'll be right back with the international news. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Now, a look on what's happening in South Asia. Intense rains have left at least 34 people dead after lashing parts of Pakistan and India and triggering flash floods and landslides in Indian-controlled Kashmir. Part of a mountainside in Indian-controlled Kashmir's Jammu region collapsed onto a popular Hindu pilgrimage route following heavy rains in the Katra area. Devotees had been trekking to reach the hilltop temple, which is one of the most visited shrines in northern India. The bodies of the pilgrims were recovered from under the debris, according to disaster management official Mohammed Irshad, who said at least 18 other people were injured and transported to hospitals. In related news, authorities in Pakistan's eastern Punjab province called for army assistance in rescue and relief efforts after torrential rains caused major rivers to swell, flooding villages and displacing over 210,000 people. Rescuers evacuated more than 20,000 people overnight from the outskirts of Lahore, Pakistan's second-largest city, which faced the risk of flooding as the Ravi River continued to rise. Rescue operations are continuing, with relief supplies being rushed to flood-hit areas. Mass evacuations began earlier this week in 6 districts of Punjab after heavier than normal monsoon rains and the release of water from overflowing dams in neighboring India triggered flash floods in low-lying border regions. And now for a much lighter story, the Spanish town of Buñol witnessed the world-famous tomato festival, La Tomatina. On August 27th, thousands of tourists and locals gathered to participate in the traditional tomato fights. The festival is held every year on the last Wednesday of August and is widely recognized as one of the country's symbols. The holiday is not entertaining only, but also a unique history that origins date back to 1945. In the early hours of the celebration, according to tradition, the contest begins to grab the ham hanging on a greased pole. Later, trucks bring tomatoes to the city square. After a special signal is given via water cannons, the real battle begins. Participants wear white t-shirts to completely cover themselves in red and throw tomatoes at each other for hours. From this year, however, a special ticket system has been introduced at the festival, limiting the number of participants to 20,000 people. This system ensures not only safety but also preserves the traditional atmosphere for the participants. The tomato battles last approximately 1 hour, but the noisy and colorful environment makes them unforgettable for tourists and locals. The festival also includes musical and dance programs, various shows, turning it not only into a battle, but also into a true cultural event. The town is already working on the cleanup, but the good spirits and memories will last all year long. That's all for now. Let's once again have a quick recap of the major headlines. Cultural presentation conducted in connection with Bahti Maskaram. Awards presented to outstanding students in Mnahaili Sabzon. Flash floods leave 34 dead in Indian-controlled Kashmir. And La Tomatina tomato fight in Spain turns the city red. From myself and the broadcasting crew, thank you for joining us. That's all for tonight. Have a good night.